All right, man. Torture Talk. You know what it is, man. Back at it. All right, so this is my review of the Drake new album with Party Next Door. Uh, and yeah, I got a lot to say about this album. I think that it's a lot going on this album, and there's gonna be some things that people agree with. There's gonna be some things that people disagree with. So before I get into that, I gotta get my legendary spiel. This is Torture Talk. If you like the content, please consider subscribing. If you're new here, let me work for your subscription today. All the beautiful, single, sexy ladies, put one in the chat. All the fellas, y'all know where to find the ones that just don't harass them. I don't sell no merch, but I do have content absolutely free. But if you want to leave a donation, link is in the description. Cash App. No more PayPal. They call me the Hidden Gem. Or from 1,300 subscribers to over 13,000. And yes, I am the King of the North. Let me know what kingdom you from. So let's get it, man. All right, so here's the thing. I went into this project with an open mind because I know that this is more of, or supposed to be more of, a party album than actually a Drake album. You know what I'm saying? So I went into this album with a very open mind. You know what I'm saying? Now, full disclosure, I really don't like Party Next Door like that. But I'm willing to give everybody a chance because you never know. You might not like something or somebody, and then they might surprise you with something that you might like. So that was one of the reasons why I went into this project as such, with such a mind state like that. Now, um, I will say that this album to me has it's a very monotone feel. It's like one of those feels where it's like slow it down, very slow. Not all the songs, but it's a cohesive listen all the way through. And I will say that doesn't necessarily make that a good thing, but we're gonna get into that a little bit later. So of course I'm talking about this Drake and Party Next Door album, "Sexy Songs for You." It dropped on Valentine's Day. Do I believe that it's a reason why they dropped it on Valentine's Day? I'm guessing because it's "Sexy Songs for You," and most of these songs are supposed to be for catered towards more towards women and more towards how love and stuff like that. But we actually didn't get as much of that as I expected. So we're gonna get into it now. I'm not gonna go from all the tracks and how I feel about all the tracks because that's gonna take too long, and I'm not gonna actually touch on none of the music on here because number one, they will copyright claim it, and I'm not trying to get that, especially for this album. So going into this, I noticed that most of the songs Drake comes on and he basically sings in the same key on every song that he sings. It's the same exact key, and he says, "I know by my dad." Every time he come on, you he sings like that. And to be honest with you, at first when you first hear it, it's not that bad. Like it's like okay, it's Drake. But then when you hear it at least 5 out of 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 songs, it's like, did y'all write all these songs in the same day? You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna get into the writing in a second, but did y'all write all these songs in the same day? Because sometimes I feel like most of these songs were just recorded right there. You know what I'm saying? Just a good portion of the song sounds like this sounds like a long song. You know what I'm saying? And then you got some of the instrumentals, right? I understand if the instrumentals to me isn't as good, and I understand that everything ain't always be good going to be good because there's some people who have beats that I don't like, but the song is actually pretty good. You know what I'm saying? I'll give you an example. I can't really stand the what's the beat? The Nas Ether beat, but the song makes the beat great, in my opinion. So a lot of the takes from the instrumentals for me really wasn't it didn't really hit me. And again, the writing on this was okay, but the songs sound incomplete. There's a couple of songs on this joint where they sound like they left certain parts out where no hook, or there's supposed to be a hook there or a bridge or something. You know what I'm saying? Like there was nothing there. And it kind of like makes me look at it from the point of view, is some of these songs incomplete or they didn't put certain things on? Maybe they're going to update it eventually. But there's a couple of joints on here where they let the beat ride and it's only really a cymbal and maybe a kick and a snare playing. It's nothing else playing. There's no instrument or nothing. Or there's an instrument playing and there's really nothing playing. So it's like, dun, dun, dun. You know what I'm saying? Like, and for me, I'm more of a person who, when I listen to music, I gotta feel it. It's gotta hit me hard. You know what I'm saying? And I think at this point in Drake's career, the production shouldn't be lackluster, or it shouldn't be something that I think is I won't even say off-putting, but not complete. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's be clear here. He's one of the biggest artists in the world, and to me, it just seems like he keeps on taking a safe route with most of his music. And when he doing this with Party, I think it's the same thing. They was both taking a safe route with these songs because there's nothing pushing the envelope. At this point in your career, you shouldn't be taking the safe route anymore because you're already successful. You can basically do whatever you want. So you basically letting me know that now the songs that you're putting out now is exactly what you want to do, because none of these songs to me were actually really, really good. It was just cool. Some of the songs were cool, but none of these songs was really, really good. Like, oh, this right here? Oh my God. So I would say that maybe he was making an album for his core fans. Maybe. Who knows? But for me being a fan of music, I just wasn't particularly a fan of a lot of the songs on here. I mean, they passable, they're doable, but it's nothing that's like, oh man, this right here, it hits me hard. It's a certain feel. Now, maybe some of his fans will feel that way, but I think that when you are using a repetitive nature in a lot of these songs, I mean, not a lot of these music, a lot of this music, you're using a repetitive nature. You basically want to keep people hooked, and that's a very good strategy. But there's one song on here where he literally sings the hook as like 7 times. And it's not good. It's just not good. It's not good singing. It's just a repetitive thing. He's just singing it over and over again. And it's like, why? Why? You know what I'm saying? And I'll be honest with y'all. I know people say they like Drake with the melodies and all that stuff. I think that at this point, Drake has lost his way. And I think that Party coming in and helping him out with some of these joints, even when Party helping him, it just isn't hitting for me. You know what I'm saying? It just isn't hitting for me. Then he had a song on here where he had Ice Spice in the background talking. Now, I know it's from an interview. I think it's from the interview what she did when she was talking, sitting there eating a hot chicken or whatever. I think it's from that interview. And we all know her and Ice Spice don't really bang like that. And she's saying that Ice Spice is saying that Drake tried to, get with her, and then she told him no, I guess, and then she dipped off, and that was it. She said no, and he ended up blocking her or unfollowing her or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying. But there's a song on there. I just think that was so generic. You know what I'm saying? He rapping over her singing. I mean, not singing, rapping over her. He's singing over her rap. I'm talking. Do I believe that he could have did a better job on that? Yeah. And another thing too about this album, a lot of this stuff wasn't utilized to the point where it could. They didn't play their strong suits on this album, in my opinion. A lot of the songs just sound like they was just regurgitated songs that he just had laying around, and he just figured, let's just do them. Let's just put it out. This album to me feels like, let's just put this album out. You know what I'm saying? for me, I just don't see how you can put an album out this out, given the competition that is out there. Is it because of your name? Do you really feel that these songs is gonna push? I don't know. And I will, and if I'll be honest with y'all, there's a couple of joints on here that's just cool. But to me, again, there's nothing on here that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing on here that's crazy. And it just sounds like he just threw it out there because he want to show people that he's still doing music. He's not really affected. But this album does sound like he's affected. So he took a couple of shots at Kendrick, shots at Joe Budden, shots at Ebro, shots at whoever he took shots at. And he said some things. But one of the lines he said, he shouts out "Not Like Us." It's basically saying, and I got a video breaking that down, so I'm not going to get into that. But he also got another joint on here where he says something about Melissa Ford, and he says something about the guy you next to is a D sucker. You know what I'm saying? And I just think that at this point in your career, why are you still shooting at people? You know what I'm saying? See, I'm gonna explain something to y'all, right? Let's use The Weeknd as an example. The Weeknd has a huge problem with Drake. Huge problem. But The Weeknd knows that Drake ain't nothing to him when it comes to making music. He's gonna do his music, and that's it. He might take a shot at Drake here and there, one shot, but for the most part, he's gonna do it the way it should be done. And I've seen people comparing this album to the Weeknd album. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Don't even do this, bro. Don't do this, bro. Cinematically, like cinematically, like musically, the Weeknd album sounds like a damn movie, bro. Production is, it's top notch. I'm talking like damn near perfect. This album here just sounds like he just pulled it from under his couch. It's like, oh, I got these old joints. Let's dust this off. Let's put this out. And it's just, to me, it's just not something that I would say that I would ever revisit again. And I listened to this album at least 4 or 5 times. You know what I'm saying? And even some of the joints that I would say that's repetitive, like Give Me a Hug and One Tower and all this, like me personally, it just didn't hit me. You know what I'm saying? And it kind of gives me a feel of these songs is something that he literally could take these songs off and put them on another album. And people probably wouldn't even realize it. You know what I'm saying? We got one joint in here, one Spanish joint on here, which is cool. But to me, I don't know who's doing his music now. I don't know if he's doing it himself. I don't know. But he definitely needs some fresh ideas. I think these songs sounds like something he did already. 100 times already. He needs some fresh new ideas. I think if he had came back with an album, him and Party, and this album was something like more of a fresh idea, a fresh take on a lot of stuff, and not just trying to harmonize your way through things where it sounds like something you did already. Yeah, I just don't think that, to me, it would have been better if he did that. Even if it wasn't good, I would have respected that more than doing something that's comfortable or standing in your zone. I'll be honest with y'all, and this is just my personal opinion. I can do an album like this today if I wanted to. That's how I know that this album isn't special. And I'm not a singer. I can literally go to the studio and do 20, 21, 22 songs, however how many songs it is, and I can do an album just like this album. And I could do the same, singing the same key he's singing. I love all my friends. They singing it. And I just put some effects on my voice. I say the same thing. That's how I know. This album to me isn't something that is out of reach for anyone. I think anybody could do this album. You don't even have to be a great artist to do something like this. And again, I give Drake a lot of flack. but I can't really say he's not a great artist. I think that what he does is great when he does his thing. Now, him having writers, that's something different. And Party Next Door, I mean, he's cool, but to me, he's not nothing that hasn't been done already. And a lot of his music, again, sounds the same. I think that Drake, if Drake wants to be an R&B artist, he needs to start reaching out to people who are legends in that can help him get there. You know what I'm saying? Reach out to people who are legends. I'm talking like legends in R&B. Dude stepped out the box. Go contact Stevie Wonder. Do an album with him. You know what I'm saying? Like, do something that's totally different from what you're doing, because this ain't working for me. At least for me, it's not. I mean, a lot of y'all gonna be satisfied with it because it's just Drake music, but I just can't see how we could pretend. And I noticed that no one's saying that this is better than G and X, even Drake fans. No one's comparing that because we know what time it is. And I ain't trying to make this into a G and X thing. I'm just saying no one's comparing the two. No one's saying, oh, this is better than G and X. So production, again, to me was very, very lazy. Wasn't something that hit me. And I don't think even if I was to listen to this album 5 or 6 more times, none of these songs would grow on me. Because some of these songs are awful. When I mean like awful, just the effort to me, I would say it's good. But outside of that, it's awful. I'm like, this is awful. Terrible. So, and again, I'm giving my unbiased rating. I'm not sitting here telling y'all because I don't like Drake and I think this is it. No, I'm telling y'all, for me loving music, this is how I feel. The writing was okay. The production wasn't really that. And some of the singing wasn't good. I'm just being honest. Some of the stuff, it just wasn't good. I know a lot of people out here saying, oh, the first half was good. It's like, no. It just sounds like a collection of songs that he had laying around. He just finished them up, put it out. You know what I'm saying? Sound quality, the quality of the sound wasn't that great. It was okay. But to me, this didn't reach new heights. This is just something that he put out because, you know, his name is Drake and he can do that. So, if I had to score this album, I would give this album I'll give it a 6, I'll give it a light 6. A light 6. You know what I'm saying? And that's me being generous. I'll give it a light 6. You know what I'm saying? I just couldn't see myself putting this past a 7. You know what I'm saying? But I'll give it a light 6. But either way, man, the highlights of it maybe was the best song was Give Me a Hug. I think that probably was the best song. There is another song on here right now, and I don't have the list in front of me, so I can't remember the name. I actually think that was a decent song too. So I don't know, out of the 22 or 21 or 22 tracks, I'm definitely saying maybe 2 songs that I think is pretty decent. Not really good, but pretty decent. So, and I can't see myself giving it less than a 6 because it's not like they didn't put effort into the music. Like, come on, now, get on here. For me to be a 2, would to be a 2, they would have to really just got on here and just like the beat had to be off, and it would just had to be really, really terrible. So, and I know some people would like this album, but like I said, I gave it a light 6. All right, man. Thank y'all for joining me. I appreciate y'all. See y'all, man. Peace. Bye. Also, too, let me know how y'all feel about the album. Y'all like it? What song's your favorite song on there? And yeah. All right, man. See y'all. Peace. Bye.